Hey, Spectrostormer, or do you want Lines? It's me, Spikos1000 here, coming to another video. In this video, I am doing my submission for this month's Popcross Community Redraw. This month's Community Redraw prompt was Goop, or Goopy World, or whatever. Basically, we had to make a character that was, well, goopy in nature. So, going through the submission list I've seen so far, I've seen a few creatures, some aliens, and a few, and I remember correctly, one mutant. I decided to make a superhero one. So, yeah, this one takes place in the Beast Heroes universe. It is actually a, has the powers of the amorphous leaping slime drake that I did. Basically, a Minecraft slime as a dragon. I did the last time I made some dragons. Well, I decided to do that for this guy's character design. I made a short story for him. So, yeah. But first, I also want to state that my friend JerkerJoe65 on Discord actually drew an idea before I did mine of how he should look. And I actually gotta say, it looks pretty cool. I'm going to showcase his after I finish all of mine. So stay tuned for that. Now without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Now, before I tell you the story, I wanted to say that the rules, besides stating that it was a goopy character, I also made some solid parts to it. Basically, some black pants, which are actually made of elastic, and some metal shoulder pads. I don't know why I put those in. I just thought they looked cool, and came out to be a pretty good design choice. Also, the rules also stated that there needed to be two poses, one static and one dynamic. I decided to go for a pose I never drawn before, but I thought it would be very simple. It was, but since it's a character in nature, I added some extra bits that I usually have a hard time doing. But you can see what I'm talking about when I get to that first part. Okay, here's the story. Name, Luther Samuel Davis, which his initials are LSD. Hero name, Draconic Slimer. Creature, dragon, which is the amorphous leaping slime drake. As a child, Luther was abused from 4 years old to when he moved out at age 20. When he was 16, after one really bad beating, he was kicked out of the house for about 3 days. During those 3 days, he went around town and went to a friend's. And when he got there, his friend opened the door and let him in. His friend was really into getting high. In other words, he was a party person. When he got in, his friend offered him some medication. aka medicine, like painkillers to help with the beating he's had. He just got it from his parents. Since Luther was looking for something to help him ease his pain, he took it. And since then, he's only messed with weak stuff. And at age 18, he started to sell some things to get some money. At age 20, he had enough and moved out and into an apartment he got from selling the items. And he later met an old amorphous leaping slime drake, and it gave him its power with its last breath. But instead of falling asleep for years, he changed into a goopy humanoid creature. And he is now a hero that uses his powers to capture villains. He is able to release a gas that makes you hallucinate when you breathe it in. he is also able to morph his body to his will. Mostly, I'm turning his legs into a goopy pile and creating a sword and giant claws. But one thing is staying there. He has 3 spikes on each arm. He is known as the round in cities and around the world as the hero known as Draconic Slimer. And I will simplify that story because I put a few things in there that came into mind from the story. I'll actually shorten that up for my submission for the Popcross community redraw. But overall, I think it came out to be a pretty good design. Now, I also had a lot of fun drawing this guy, just in general. The goofy character design was actually really interesting. What I have trouble doing with these types of characters is find how transparent they should be. And I usually do just plain background. I just do the character and that's all. I didn't do that for this one. I made a black border with a colored background, like I usually do for my for my beast heroes. It's something I do for a lot of them. I haven't made a city background for a while. I might do that for the next few, but who knows. Also, the character design was very simple. I made him a Cyclops, but originally I wanted to give him 2 eyes. But then I remembered that he's going after the Amphimorphous Slime Drake, and that's a Cycloptic Drake right there. So I stayed with that part. It was actually an interesting design choice. I think he should have some type of ability that allows him to morph his face to his will, and I will tell you more about him and his abilities into the next one. Now let's get into his more things like design notes. Now before I go into the design notes, I wanted to state that for the character design, the dynamic one, I gave him I already stated I wanted to give him the ability to morph his eye and mouth any way he wants. So I did that for this one, but mostly going for the eye. You know how when you're angry, you can actually see by the top of your eyes, you can actually see a V shape starting to form? Well, that's for me at least. I decided that's what I should go for, and I gave him a smile just to show you that he's kind of ticked. So, and he's like leaping down from a building, so one arm is up, and he's about to land. What I would see in the design, from what I see in the design anyways, like I was saying, he most likely leapt down from a building and then rolled, and then he's in just that standing there pose from the first one. So it's basically like him jumping down from a building, aka the second drawing, and then him rolling, which is a third drawing. I'm just saying this might have been what happened. And then he decided, and then when he got back up, he leapt up from the roll and is now staying there with an arm at the ready. And yeah, I didn't state in the last audio file that he has the ability that he doesn't need to eat at all, actually. He has the ability to pretty much be like a plant in the fact that he makes photosynthesis from the energy from the sun. He has the ability to make any type of protein he wants, but unlike plants that just make glucose, he doesn't need water either, mostly because, well, technically he does need water, but he gets it from the atmosphere, from the air around him, little amounts of H2O in the air, so yeah, it's just water vapor. But sometimes he would actually drink liquid water, but he mostly uses water vapor, like I stated. But he also has the ability to change his size and all that, like some other ideas. But the way I got the idea for from him to be a character that doesn't need any food, external food besides sunlight, I got that idea from human slimes from an anime I called really like to watch, called what was it called? By the Grace of the Gods. It's about a character. It's about this little guy. It's about a guy who died from sneezing in his sleep, and he hit his head on the back of the bed and died. He got reincarnated in I believe an 8-year-old body, and he started taking slimes left, right, and center. Yeah, that's a lot of slimes. He only had 2 healing slimes, and he described them. One guy asked, I believe it was the guy who was really into cataloging monsters and stuff like that. He asked, "What kind of food do healing slimes eat?" I've seen but I know for sure that some other slimes, like the cleaner slimes, eat grime and stuff like that, and the dirty slimes, the polar opposite, eat like decaying stuff, like decaying meat or on fruit and vegetables, basically anything nasty around the house. He said that the healing slimes don't need to eat anything at all. They actually just get their energy from the sun, just like plants. I thought about that when I was talking about this character to someone, and that idea actually came into mind that, hey, this guy could actually be some type of ability. But I would think that he actually can still eat food. But he actually has every sensory ability from all across his body. Like, let's say he could stick a piece of, but except for pain, he can't feel pain. Let's say he stuck a piece of meat in his side. It would actually start dissolving because of enzymes in his body. He would be able to actually taste the meat and the flavor of it. So, yeah, but he would also get more nutrients that way. But that's what I think this character would act. He's also a stoner and a very high hero because of the gas he lets off. He's not immune to his own gas, so yeah. That's all I got for these character. Hope y'all enjoyed. And also, before I go, I wanted to say that the little hard part I had was figuring out how the slime would fly off. I just made the arms bigger than last drawing. He's just starting to jump down, for the record. So that was and the lower arm had those 3 spikes. Those are actually just supposed to be like little, it's just peeling off. And those, I'm thinking those little pieces of slime, if they hit the ground or something else, they would actually just go back toward him and go back to his body mass. Now, that's all I got for saying. I'm done here. Now that we're all done my character design, let's go to the clip image I got from Junker65 and see what his design looked like. I've seen it before and it's pretty good. Now also I didn't put any voiceover to it. I just decided to find some music and play it to it, and I found a good one, and I think it should be good. This is only around a minute long, so hope y'all enjoy. Now let's get into that one. Let's go.
Get
I hope you enjoyed today's video because that's all the time I got for today. Until next time, subscribe to join the Speedpaints Army or DMS Alliance. Goodbye and peace out, everyone.